why life doesn't have a home base and truly new things. There is the idea that life has a home base the way that some aspects within life have home bases guaranteed. However, this can be a bit of a fallacy in my opinion because the parts of life that have a home base, like going to grade school because you have to, being able to set boundaries for your lifestyle and privacy so that no one trespasses how you use your energy and time. And even those two things don't sound like they're the same example, but you hopefully get the idea right away that I mean home base in the term of a bit of a social philosophy, which is that the things that you have to do, the things you cannot do, and the things that you manage to do, even if they were impossible. And home base is supposed to mean making sure that there's a central nuance and flavor to how you live before you make actionable actions. So instead of actually feeling like you have to be a certain way or life will put you in a certain way, I'll get into in a second, that the life will put you in a certain way before you make certain moves or whatnot. That's a home base, basically. I know that makes no goddamn sense, but like, I'll try to work this out for you guys. So there are two reasons that you won't understand right away at first, but there are two reasons that a home base is not included with the entire scheme of life. The first reason is that you essentially would just waste the whole thing. If you were given the example of having a home base in life, you would never have to learn, you would never have to change or develop or grow. You would never have to have a reason to leave what you have comfortable with you, or even what you're doing to self improve without actually truly taking risks. And it's like sometimes even I'm like this, but I'm trying to learn that as well. Ultimately, the other reason is that your home base does not essentially give you a way to be stable in your own life. You have a home base for things like I just said, grade school, privacy boundaries. You have a home base setting up for things that you have to do and things that you choose to do because you know that they're actually making yourself a better person overall. And they could be the same thing sometimes, but like those are poor ass examples of what home base is for life. But it's like, but the idea of a home base isn't supposed to be describable anyways, even if it's still an objective way to approach it. But you're not supposed to have a stable sense of a home base. There's the idea that you're born to your life in any circumstance. You know, maybe you're 6 years old and your grandfather dies, and you don't have a home base for that. No, but like, you're born into a world where everything's whack. Oh, shot at the Snackers 9, the animated movie, the dark one, Tim Burton's Chills. And you're not supposed to have a home base from how you start off for starters. And then the other thing is that how you, not necessarily how you end a life or how you start a new cycle or whatnot. Not literally kill someone, not, geez. But like, but how you make it so that you're not the person you think you are just because of your circumstances. That's a beautiful way to see it. Is that you're not who you are just because of how you start off. That's the same thing with childhood trauma. You don't define yourself based on your circumstances. You define them based on your attitude and your approach to how you deal with what happens to you. In addition to hopefully being able to choose your own narrative and story and development and destiny and even reasons for things that happened. So, a home base does not exist in the entire scheme of life for a reason. But it does exist in certain sub narrations of life, which is fair enough, it's okay for that. But the home base you create for yourself is in your choosing. You get to decide what you find as a home for yourself, even if that home does not exist within the framework of your existence. Thank you guys so much very well, and I will. If I forgot the truly new things, let me add that in a second for like 2 more minutes. Truly new things. There's one example I'll illustrate for a topic that I don't even specify in 2 seconds. One day, a few days ago, I finally installed an old shutter remote key for my iPhone. This one, I installed it and the icon appeared on my Bluetooth settings, and I'm like, wow, that's a new icon. My settings I from a device I already had for like years on end, and that got me thinking. Of the three other Bluetooth connections I have available, one from a device I broke that I didn't remove yet because I can get into that later if that's a deep thing, philosophical. Uh, there's a one that I didn't even think could exist, the desktop one. So the IP earbuds one was the other one. That was the one that was the deep philosophical one. And then the desktop was one I didn't think it existed, but it goes to my desktop from my headset, I think. That's a weird connection, though. That's weird enough that it is. And finally, we had the headset one I use all the time. Imagine if that was the Lucky Star anime friends. The people that you don't expect, the people that you know should be there, and the people you wouldn't know any better about. But then there's that one other person that's always been there that you never thought of differently until they changed or until you took notice of them from the light of the moment. That to me is the Lucky Star anime in a nutshell. It's like, yes, they're talking about things that could be boring or could be interesting, the journey instead of the destination. But when I think about friendships in general, as deep as overthinkingly over deep this could be for me, for no apparent reason, that is how I see socializing. It's like, yes, you could set boundaries for them in privacy, as per the home base for the life schemes or subsets. Yes, again for home base and life subsets and life scheme of things. You could also have a grade school element to that for no apparent example reason. For me, that is socializing in a nutshell. It's being able to know where your home base is without needing anyone else, so you can develop that emotional independence. But you're able to tell yourself that the way things are, whether you're alone or with supposed other elements, not just people, you're able to tell yourself, I'm okay where I am. It'll be nice to have friends. It'll be nice to have a calling for things that may or may not stay. It may or may not be good to have wisdom and experiences that prove what I believe or prove what everyone else believes that I can trust them for, and prove things that don't have to be the right thing to do, or even the guaranteed fact of what happens when that happens. But your home base is not within friends of people. It is not within a set scheme of living your life story in a certain way. It is where you believe to be.